Alts in World of Warcraft. We all have them, some of us spend most of our time just making more of them. But what are alts, and what has Legion done this expansion to allow us to continue with them? Hey guys, Shelemental here. So this video, we will be discussing alts in Legion, and if it's possible to even have alts this expansion. On top of this, we will talk about what alts mean for the game, and why you should have some, and the whole gearing process in Legion via alts. With just about everything being covered about them in this video, if you enjoyed, drop me a like. With that being said, let's get right into it. Introduction to alts. An alt, or an alternate character in WoW, is a character you don't play as much as you made, but have on the side, ready to complete other miscellaneous tasks with. Alts don't have as much time and love put into its character's main, but still are ready to be picked up and played. Alts also can be used to do things you may not be able to, like class-specific mounts or achievements. An example of this is the Warlock Green Fire quest. If you don't actually main a Warlock, you can't experience this awesome area, but if you have a geared alt, that being a Warlock, you can go around and play around with it. Alts can be a great way to farm things, play the auction house, hold items onto, and overall just have. Some people play this game just to have 10 plus max level alts, and like to be able to go from one character to the next when they please. Having alts, however, can be very difficult to maintain, with every new expansion and patch bringing new gear and necessary things to farm, like Artifact Power this expansion, making it increasingly more difficult to be able to keep your alts and current content gear. My experience with alts. My experience with alts is a pretty basic one. In Warlords, I had two main alts, my Rogue and my Shaman. My Rogue was a boosted character and I really didn't like playing him too much, but my Shaman I really enjoyed. I made a Hunter less expansion. We still are a pretty basic class, we were back then too, but I love the use of totems and healing and DPS for Shaman. A while after this, I decided to begin leveling a new alt for 100 in the form of a Warlock. This got me to around level 57 on the lock, and then the pre-patch event rolled around. Now, if any of you played the pre-patch event, you know that getting a character 30 levels in a day was easy as shit. So I grinded my ass off for around 3 months, and I got a Mage, a Monk, my Hunter, a Shaman, my Pally, and my Rogue all to 100, which was max level in Warlords. This got me really excited for Legion, because having the availability of these other characters was really nice. This allowed me to have the choice of my next main for Legion, and having those classes at max level would let me see all of their order halls and artifact weapons, which I really wanted to see. That was what I was most excited for Legion, even though in the end, they're both kind of crappy features, which is okay. The whole thing of class-specific things for each character just got me excited to play them, and it gave me a reason to go and level up. I ultimately played my Pally as I love the class fantasy and the sets so much that looks so good, but I did love having alts. I love having characters jump on when you need them, and having more than one character log on to on the daily is really nice, and it can get repetitive just logging on to one character every day. Leveling process. The leveling process for all characters, much like WoW, started out slow and then turned out to a fast one once flying came out. With no heirlooms and much less bonus objectives, maintaining alts toward the beginning of this X-Pack was very tough. Artifact power, a whole different thing I will cover after. However, once flying came out, we started learning shortcuts and heirlooms 7.2.5. Leveling most likely can be done in a day once 7.2.5 hits. It already can be done in 2 days with flying easily. There are some certain people who could have leveled 100 to 110 in a day, but this was not the average player. For the average player, I'd say it'd take around 5 days. With that being said, leveling in 7.2.5 is going to be insanely good and fast with the addition of heirlooms, but right now, leveling speed isn't an issue with flying, it's the gearing process. Gearing process. The gearing process now isn't too bad, but I don't like how to get to a semi-decent item level around 860 to 880, you have to farm a lot. World Quest can give you some semi-decent gear early on, but right now, in order to get some really good and fast gear, you need to farm nether shards, which kind of sucks. I know nether shards are not fun to farm, but unfortunately is the only smart and viable option right now. Nighthold LFR can be good, but to get a good enough item level to do that, you might as well go to an invasion and just get full Dauntless gear, which is item level 850. I wish World Quest had been put into the current gear progressive system, as I would have given players a fun and different way of farming gear, different to anything that we've seen in the past. Make sure to go and check out my short but sweet video on World Quest, as with such a great feature of the game, they don't bring you enough gear needed for your current item level at the specific time, for you to go out of your way to do them. On top of all this, all you can do is go and kill a random mob and get a legendary and screw up your item level on that character, because it does give you an accurate number. I really think that the current gearing process is dumb, and Blizz should have put in more time into this patch for alts, because 7.2.5 hopefully is going to be bigger than 7.2, which is kind of sad that this major patch didn't bring in many features other than just the farming for gear. With that being said, some systems out there, like the ability to send over artifact book thing, like I'll talk about in the next segment, and order resources was smart on Blizz's part. Heirlooms are great for leveling, but hopefully more can be done in this patch to give us catch-up mechanics for all those alcoholics out there. Artifact power. When talking about Legion and what brought it down this expansion, we have to talk about artifact power, because this was the main thing about alts that fucked up this expansion. I don't have any scripts, no notes about this. I just want to flat out tell you what I thought about artifact power. So first of all, artifact power was really what brought down this expansion. Okay, it was grindy as fuck, and that was really annoying because for alts, it wasn't possible. In the beginning of the expansion, if you had an alt, screw that. You could get to max level. It was not getting anywhere from there because on your main you had to farm the artifact power if you wanted to keep it a semi-decent item level and availability for battlegrounds or raiding or whatever. It was a bad system, it was flawed from the beginning, and it was so much of a grind that in 7.2, if they hadn't removed it, you literally would have been getting into the quintuple millions. That's how far the artifact power would go. So basically, you could just keep spamming artifact power, just keep grinding. And what sucks about that is when it gets up that high, not only is it insane numbers, it should never be up there, is raiders, when they see one guild doing this, right? So they see they're getting up to the 400 million mark and they're getting a trait like that. This other guild, like, well, let's say it's like, I don't know, from last expansion, Paragon and Method. Let's say Paragon's at 400 million. I don't even know if they still raid or not. Method's like, alright, we're gonna have to get to 450 million, right? Like an extra trait. We need to beat them. Because with that extra damage, a little bit of extra help, we could be pushing world first. And that's really bad. It affected hardcore raiders more than anyone. But people who had alts, it really hit us hard. Because the ability to send over order resources, I don't know why they didn't just do that for artifact power. Sure, it's the new book thing, you can send it over and get 25 traits. They even made a fucking video about it. I don't know why. They thought we were stupid. You can send that over, and that's all good and dandy, but you should be able to send over as much artifact power as you want for an expansion. It should be Battle.net account bound. There should be tokens you can buy that are Battle.net account bound, so if you have an alt over there, you can go and send one. And it's just really grindy, and it really sucks, because with the order resources, you can send over as much as you want, not just the 25 traits. There's no cap on that. You can just keep buying it and buying it, sending over order resources wherever the hell you want, which is really, really good. It was always a bad system and affected all players, and it was stupid. So if Blizz can do more next patch to make artifact power not even a thing, because, like, okay, you get your tree with artifact power, that's all good. That doesn't take too long. It probably takes a week to max out your, like, tree. After you hit max level, you'll be maxed out. Maybe, like, 3 days if you grind it out a little bit. But if Blizzard had done a little bit more just to make sure that we weren't actually having to do this in the first place and that hardcore raiders weren't just literally running spamming dungeons just to get artifact power, then alts in this expansion would have been so much better, because on your main you don't have to grind out this stupid thing that shouldn't even be a thing. Sounds stupid to say, but you shouldn't be grinding out for numbers. You should be grinding out to have fun, and you shouldn't even have to grind to have fun. You should be having fun in WoW, not because you want to be one-ing up the next person in the tier list for guilds, or you want to raid. You should be playing because if you want to have 10 alts, you can have 10 alts. You don't have to go farm out 10 million artifact power for your main. So yeah, artifact power of this expansion, excuse me, was really bad, and overall was just a bad addition to the game. Final thoughts. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on alts and Legion and overall how they've been treated this expansion. I really am glad to see more systems implemented currently in the game, which can allow players to have alts and catch-up mechanics, and overall I'm happy that they are moving in the right direction. With that being said, they still need to do more about artifact power. As you guys saw, I had like that 3-minute rant about it. They really need to improve that system, as it was flawed from the beginning. And yeah, guys, that's all from me. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more WoW content, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.